About 3 months ago, I got my hands on two XR glasses, the VITURE Beast and XREAL 1 Pro. I was genuinely surprised by how good both of them were, especially the Beast, which I made a whole video about. Now 3 months have passed, and VITURE has already shipped a stack of firmware updates. I've also spent more time with a few other XR glasses brands and some very interesting accessories that genuinely elevate my experience. So in this video, I want to share with you what's it actually like to live with these XR glasses every day after 3 months, what they are great at, where they fall short, and most importantly, which of these you should buy if you only get one. My friend, this is a long-term review of the best XR glasses in 2026. Let's get started. First off, I assume you already know what these are. They look like sunglasses, but they're basically OLED monitor fitted into a pair of XR glasses. Plug them into your laptop, your phone, or gaming console or USB-C, and that little OLED turns into a gorgeous giant floating screen right in front of you. But before you get all excited and rush to buy one of these, the first thing you should know is that there are actually two kinds of glasses on the market. And trust me, you don't want to make the wrong choice. On one hand, you have the traditional birdbath optic, half mirror, half transparent. This is about the vast majority of the product currently you can find on the market. The problem with this design is that you can see a faint reflection of whatever underneath the lens. And once you notice it, it's really hard to unsee it. Plus, the field of view is narrower, so the screen ends up much smaller. But last year, two companies started to swap out their birdbath lenses for this flat prism design. And right now, there are only two models on the market that are using this new technology, VITURE Beast and XREAL 1 Pro. I'm sure in the near future, a lot of competitors are going to release their own version, but as of right now, these are the only two you can buy. And the picture quality took a big leap that left everything else on the market behind. So at least at the time of the video, I wouldn't buy any other brand or even any other model. So how did I actually use these glasses over the past 3 months? Well, about 50% of the time, I had them on while lying on the couch watching movies. That should be pretty obvious by now. I really think this is the single biggest reason why you get a pair of this in the first place. The XREAL 1 Pro runs a 0.55-inch Sony macro OLED in each lens, 1920 by 1080 per eye. Peak brightness at 700 nits. The VITURE Beast goes even bigger, 0.6-inch Sony macro OLED per eye, resolution at 1920 by 1200, peak brightness at 1250 nits. That may not sound very impressive on paper, but somehow this actually don't suffer the way 1080p does on a regular monitor. The picture is so big and projected so far away that your eye literally can't really resolve any individual pixels. Same reason IMAX movies are projected at 2K and you never really noticed. Even at lower resolution, the picture stays sharp at the huge perceived size, and because they're OLED, highlights and shadows come through with real dynamic range. Both support HDR10, and I actually think they have better color performance than my MacBook Pro's mini LED display. But what matters more for movie experience is actually the field of view, FOV. Unlike regular monitors, XR glasses use FOV to describe how big the picture looks. The XREAL 1 Pro is 57 degree, the VITURE Beast is at 58 degree. At 4 meter equivalent distance, that's the size of 171-inch screen for 1 Pro and 174-inch for the Beast. Which sounds huge on paper, but I actually think is kind of a sweet spot for watching movies. It's roughly like having a 40-inch TV right on your desk from 1 meter away. You don't actually need it to be bigger, because you can only focus on so much stuff in front of you at once. It's like if you're sitting in the front row of an IMAX theater, it's actually too big for you to enjoy the movie. Plus, these are surprisingly comfortable to wear lying down. The weight is roughly 90 grams, compared to Vision Pro's 800 grams. That is a huge relief on your face. You can also adjust the screen size and viewing distance manually. The 1 Pro lets you adjust actual inch number and maximum viewing distance separately. The Beast size and label are a little vague, with maximum distance capped at 5.5 meters. But honestly, you don't really notice the difference that much. They're both excellent when it comes to 2D movies. But the biggest selling point isn't 2D. Not really. These glasses are actually pretty capable 3D devices. Now, both of these can do 3D conversion, but this is where you have to be careful because there's a lot of misinformation here. First of all, a lot of people seem to think the XREAL is superior because it has native 3D chip. It can convert any 2D movie to 3D at a click of a button. But what most people don't tell you is that because that conversion is handled by its onboard AI chip, which isn't really powerful, the 3D in my experience is actually somewhat worse. You can clearly see the tearing between objects, and sometimes things can end up with very weird looking depths. I mean, it's still an amazing feature, but I wouldn't recommend anyone see through the entire movie in this mode. VITURE, on the other hand, doesn't have an onboard chip. You have to run software on your own input device to create the 3D effect. Really more of a hassle. For example, you can't really open up the YouTube app on your phone and expect 3D to work. Instead, you need to open up the VITURE's app called Spacewalker and access YouTube from there. And once that's open, whenever you play a video, there will be a small pop-up window on the side where you can click Immersive 3D. And then you have to double-click the glass on the function button to enter 3D mode. That's 4 steps you have to take to enable real 3D. I'll be honest, the first time I tried it, I genuinely thought I'd broken the glasses. But when it does work, it's not even on the same league. XREAL's Real 3D feature looks so much like a gimmick in comparison. This is because how well the 3D renders on the VITURE depends entirely on how powerful your input device is. Since this is software-based, it just makes sense. And I think the software is only gonna get better. Anyways, if 3D movie is your thing, I'm actually gonna very strongly suggest you to get the VITURE Beast. Now, can you actually do work with this? Can you replace your actual monitor with one of these? Well, I think you actually can. With both pairs have different display mode for different productivity situations, but they all have the ultra-wide option, which is what you want for productivity tasks. With ultra-wide mode, you don't see the whole screen all at once. Remember, you're limited to 60-degree field of view in front of you. You actually need to turn your head slightly to see what's on the side. But even with that, the screen is really big and really bright. This is actually real footage, by the way, captured by the XREAL 1 Pro's front camera. And what's in front of it is a 40-inch ultra-wide monitor, and this is what the glass looks like in real time when it's in ultra-wide. There's also a 3-screen setup on the VITURE that some of you might prefer. It's more of a traditional multi-screen layout and it's better for multitask. I like having an AI window on one side, a Notion in the middle for the main work, and the other distraction hidden in plain sight on the third panel. Both pair goes up to 32 by 9, but I think 21 by 9 is plenty wide for multitask without making me look like a barn owl. VITURE fixed the drifting problem in the recent firmware updates, but I can still see a slight drift from time to time. It's not really a big deal. You probably won't notice it until you really look for it. But that said, I think stability-wise, XREAL has a slight edge. Now, in addition, on the XREAL, you also have the option to buy this $100 camera and stick it under here. With this, you unlock the 6 DOF mode, and your glasses will remember exactly where the screen sits at all time. By the way, you can also take picture and video with the XREAL, just like the Meta Ray-Ban glasses. Just click a button on the glass and it will record what's in front of you. Which also has this feature, but it's only going to be available in future firmware updates. Both of these glasses have what's called the smooth follow mode. I actually use it quite often, especially when I'm in a car or on a train where there's a lot of vibrations. This let the picture follow my head movement very slightly, so I can keep watching whatever I was watching without getting motion sick. As someone who travels a lot, I do appreciate that very much. And of course, if you're wearing this for a long time, they better be comfortable and easy to control. So let's talk about design, control, and build quality. They both have arms that flex out wide and adjust up and down. They both ship with swappable nosepad, and neither pair has diopter adjustment. So if you're nearsighted, you need to order an extra prescription lens. Good news is that they're pretty cheap, so I recommend you grab a pair if you need them. They attach to the glasses easily, although I do find the XREAL is easier to install. The build quality is definitely better on the VITURE. The temple arms feel solid when you adjust them. The frames also feel more premium overall. The XREAL 1 Pro feels a bit more plasticky in comparison, but the XREAL does have this swappable frame cover, so if you accidentally scratch it, you can swap out the front cover later. There are 4 buttons on the XREAL near the right temple. The top button supports 3 custom shortcuts. On the Beast, there are 6 buttons split across both temples, 4 of which are up and down rockers you can use to control things like brightness and dimming. Both of the glasses have internal speaker on the legs, and the quality is actually really solid.
So could you get rid of the bad aspects but keep the good?
How would you decide what parts of nature are good or bad?
Sorry about that.
You're not one of my students, are you?
I personally like XREAL because it has a little more bass.
So could you get rid of the bad aspects but keep the good?
How would you decide what parts of nature are good or bad?
Sorry about that.
You're not one of my students, are you?
They also only project sounds inward, so people around you can't really hear much of it. However, with regards to sound leak, I find VITURE Beast actually control it a little bit better. Alright, let's not forget these are XR glasses. You can walk around wearing a pair of these while consuming light content. There's a function called sight mode, and both pairs have it. It basically shrinks the screen down to the corner of your eyes. I had a lot of fun walking around with a minimap in the corner of my vision, and it really felt like a video game. Normally, both glasses are bright enough for any lighting conditions, but in some extreme cases, I do find the XREAL's 700 nits to be a bit lacking. Just be careful though, because when you do that, you should also leave electrochromic dimming, or the way up so your view is fully transparent. Here's what they look like with the electrochromic dimming from fully dark to fully transparent. On both glasses, you can set the dimming to be fully automatic, triggered only by head movement. Turn away from the screen, the lenses go clear. Turn back, they darken again. Now we have to talk about the ecosystem and accessories, because I do think it's a big part of the experience owning an XR glasses. For example, if you have the XREAL, you can buy this. It's called the XREAL Beam Pro. It's basically an input device for the glasses that can replace your phone. It runs on its own OS called Nebula 2, which looks very similar to Apple's Vision OS, except you use this device as an air mouse instead of your hand to interact with the screen. It can also shoot spatial video and photos the same way Apple Vision could, thanks to the spatial camera system. I think they designed this to be roughly the same distance to human eyes, so it can capture 3D content. Pretty cool stuff. They're also developing a version that uses computer vision for finger gestures, but for that you'll need this XREAL Eye attachment we talked about earlier. If you don't want to buy from XREAL, it's worth mentioning that there's a company called In-Ear who's also making something really similar, and it's pretty much compatible to all the XR glasses on the market. The UI is extremely clean and intuitive to use, so it's kind of like the Apple versus Windows situation here. I like the UI a lot, but I just don't see a huge upgrade from the Spacewalker app I get on my phone for free. Don't get me wrong though, this is an amazing piece of tech, and I appreciate the fact In-Ear sent this to me for a review, but I just don't know if it worth people's hard-earned money if they already have a pretty good phone. I'll still leave a link in the description in case you're interested. Also, I want to point out, none of these glasses are on the same level as Apple Vision Pro, but with the speed of innovation like this, we're probably closer than ever to an affordable Vision Pro style display for the mass market, and that is very exciting. Now, how can I talk about ecosystem without mentioning games? And this is probably where VITURE excels the most. They build a tons of gaming accessory that makes hooking up consoles super easy. For example, there's this power bank / connection hub that works with basically every gaming console out there. All you do is hook up your console to the hub, route the signal to your glasses, and it works perfectly. They also have a full suite of controller option. I especially love the mobile controller. Not only it takes mobile gaming to the next level, it also solves the battery problems by giving it an extra port so you can charge it while you play. Now, do I recommend you go out and get any of these accessories? Not necessarily. These are amazing experiences, but your phone can also do the same thing for the most part. So unless you have a high enough budget, just get the glasses and be happy with it. But if you're still hesitant and want to choose between these two models, let me summarize this for you. The XREAL One Pro, the UI and interface is more streamlined, the onboard chips make switching to 3D more convenient, and they have a lot of hardware accessories to expand the glass capability. The VITURE Beast has a better resolution and brightness. You do have to pair it with more background software, and setup can be a little bit of hassle at the first time you try to learn it, but you end up with better 3D and display quality. If you're a gamer who wants to connect to consoles, VITURE is also far superior with a suite of gaming accessories. After owning this pair for 3 months, I would say I personally use VITURE a little bit more, simply because the display quality is slightly better, but your own situation may vary. Now, one last thing I want to add is that just like anything else in the tech world, things could change very fast. XREAL just announced Project Aura, which will come out this fall. It seems to be an even more premium product with a $1,500 price tag. So if you have the budget for it, waiting for another couple of months is always an option. Alright, that's it for this video. Hopefully you now have enough information to make an informed decision on these two glasses. Thank you so much for stopping by my channel, like and subscribe to the video, and I will see you in the next one. Bye!